Hello and welcome back to the Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 Master League with Aston Villa, and it's getting better, I think we can probably say. A few games offline that we've played, so we were last together for the Feyenoord game, which was there. We lost 3-1 to Feyenoord and then lost 1-0 to Leicester City. We followed that up with a 2-1 loss to Wolverhampton. Really annoying that we lost that one in the derby. And then we beat Nottingham Forest 2-1 to get our second win of the season, which was great. The chairman wanted us to win it as part of his mission statement, and we did. We then got a 1-1 draw with Hearts, with Stephen Naismith scoring the best goal I've ever seen on Pro Evo so far. An overhead kick from about the penalty spot after a deflected cross. It was Wayne Rooney-esque against Man City. It was absolutely incredible. And we've just beaten Middlesbrough 2-1, so we've not lost in 3 games. However, we're now playing Besiktas and Man Utd, and then that's going to be followed by Arsenal and Chelsea, and then Besiktas again. So we're actually going to have back-to-back episodes in this one. It's going to be Besiktas and Man Utd in this episode, and then Arsenal and Chelsea in the next episode. But without further ado, let's not get into the game, so I need to show you the new tactic. This is now what we're playing, a 4-1-2-2-1, or a 4-3-3 if you will. But yeah, it's working pretty well, but I think mainly it's working because we've actually changed what we're doing. We've now gone from a possession base to a counter-attacking style. We're still using short passing and attacking down the middle where preferable. However, defensively, we're now doing all-out defence. We're not pressuring them high up, which means we're also pressing conservatively. We're still trying to contain the middle of the area. Now, Besiktas are pretty damn good. They've got some very good players. So let's get into it and see how we get on as we go into the Europa League thing. And the Europa League music is in the background, and it's all very, very nice. This is how we're lining up then. Well, let's not worry about that. Let's get into and do that in the game. Now, what is Besiktas' 3 kits? They've got black. See, they can play in white. We'll play in our home kit. Thank you very much. Yeah, that makes more sense. We'll do that. Kick off. So here we are then at Villa Park for the Europa League game of Aston Villa versus Besiktas. There are the 2 captains lining up. Jan Sommer for Aston Villa and whoever the hell that is for Besiktas. As the teams come out of the tunnel looking very, very nice indeed. I do really like these new mods and graphics packs that we have that update it and give us the feel of all of the entertainment and the Europa League and the Champions League and that sort of things. I really hope you're enjoying it too. Leave me a comment down below and we'll be back for the lineups. So these are the lineups for the team. It is Jan Sommer in goal, Lucien Bennett, Retsos Tuanzebe and Kieran Tierney is the back 4, Rodri in the holding midfielder role, Grealish and Cabezon in front of him, Vitinho, Weir and Saltido on the right wing. And that is the Villa lineup, and Besiktas are like this. Yuvakaran in goal, Gunel, Jimisti, Vida and Rose, Danny Rose, the new signing there, Del Tokaz, Sinir, Ozcubak, Quaresma and Nair up front. On the bench, name to look out for is Wagner Love from Besiktas. As the game gets underway, and it's Aston Villa that kick us off, and Villa really need to grab a win in the Europa League. They've got it all to do to get out of this group at the moment. Only currently sitting on 1 point with the win against Hearts, but the new sort of keeping the ball, waiting for the right time, possession approach is working in the league, although the results have come against 2 promoted teams where they've picked up points. That is Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough, but they're hoping they can transition that form from Europe, from the Premier League into Europe. So here come Aston Villa trying to launch a counter-attackers. Besiktas gave the ball away with a pretty poor pass and just couldn't feed that ball through for Timothy Weir, who is in decent form. 2 goals against Nottingham Forest in his last outing. He's trying to get back into the goal-scoring routes. Tammy Abraham is on the bench after returning from an injury layoff. This is his first game back in about 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks. But Besiktas trying to manoeuvre the ball, but we're just cutting out the passing lanes. And now they're really struggling to make position as Danny Rose dives in on Saltido and leaves a bit of space in behind. Saltido gets there, picks it in looking for Weir, and the defender just about gets there in time. And Besiktas now will just look to keep a bit of possession. Vida goes long. A lot of this in the early stages from Besiktas, and it's really not working for them. So good possession play here from Villa, just looking to try and get a little breakthrough. Good flick round the corner. Cabezon picks it up. He's waiting for a bit of movement. Back to Rodri, who you guys in the comments suggested I get a new holding midfielder that can orchestrate the play, and that's exactly what Rodri is doing. But unfortunately, Saltido's pass gets intercepted, and then that's a poor decision from Lucien Bennett to give it away. And here comes Ricardo Quaresma for Besiktas. So that's a dangerous left-hand side that Besiktas have got there with Danny Rose and Quaresma. That's a good tackle. No, it's not. Besiktas get a free kick. And yeah, not much else to report at the moment. 16 minutes gone, 0-0. Weir flicks it around the corner into Salcido, waits for the run of Lucien Bennett and gets it. He finds the big guy. Lucien Bennett comes forward. Can he whip a cross in? It hits the defender. Aston Villa will win a corner ball, and now usual corner taker Ceballos isn't on the pitch. Or someone told me about someone say that, and I've forgotten already. So we're going to give it to Vitinho actually, because he's quite a midget. So if we can get this in the box, I mean, we've got some tall players in there. It goes looking for Tuanzebe. Oh, that's a great catch from Uvakarian in goal. And yeah, it's wow, just completely stunned there. I thought it was a good delivery from the corner. There's Nair's let that run very well and gets past Lucien Bennett. And can he just make up the ground? He has. Gets a tackling. It's a throw into Besiktas, deep in Aston Villa's half, but hopefully they'll be able to defend this pretty well. Danny Rose will take it. Lucien Bennett just gets back into position. It goes back to Quaresma. A nice little back heel to deceive Jack Grealish. Beiktas gets his head to that very well. And then Grealish looks immediately for a long ball up towards Vitinho, who's got lots of space on the right-hand side for Salcido. Picks him out with a glorious crossfield ball. And then Salcido, just waiting for options, has to go back to Lucien Bennett now. We're going to expect that Quaresma isn't going to be too fussed about defending. That's a terrible pass from Salcido. And we waste that opportunity. But a good ball out from Vitinho. We're showing the counter-attack can be on. It's something Besiktas have got to be worried about. Obviously at Villa Park, though, the Villa fans are going to want us to go and attack at some point. But we're just trying to get a foothold in this game at the moment. Cabezon has it. Looks out to Vitinho. Vitinho looks up to Weir. Finds him. Lays it back to Cabezon again. This is better football from Villa. Keeping the ball. Not forcing it. Keeping the patience. And just waiting for Besiktas to give up the possession and give up the positions. Just so that we can get that final killer ball. And Lucien Bennett sees Grealish in a bit of space. Gives him the ball into Weir. Weir holds it up. Sees Salcido. Salcido looks to fire this one in low. It takes another deflection and it's another corner. It'll be Vitinho to fling this one in again. Can he just keep them away from the goalkeeper? He does. Oh, Tuanzebe attacked it well. It's brought down. Cabezon winds up a volley. Good save from Uvakarian again. And again, yeah, Villa starting this game well. 30 minutes gone. 15 minutes till half time. It's been a good little game, and I'm not going to lie, you guys with the suggestion that we get a holding midfielder that can orchestrate players really made a big difference. Rodri has been absolutely superb. As Salcido comes forward, just waiting for an option. He just gave Danny Rose a bit of sight into that. Cabezon into Salcido's now got up to Weir. Weir around the corner. Lucien Bennett fires it in low, but there's nobody there. It's a wonderful cross into the box, but there was nobody in the middle waiting to get on the end of it. Vitinho takes the throw in quickly. Cabezon feeds it to Weir. Weir back to Vitinho, to Cabezon, to Tierney. He's got Salcido in the box, who isn't the tallest. But the cross is blocked by Medel. And now Besiktas come forward again. So Besiktas win the corner. Villa have been pretty susceptible to set pieces recently. Quaresma looks to fling this one in. Tuanzebe gets back and heads that away well. And now Salcido comes forward. If he can win this ball, and he does, there is an option on here. Weir looks over the top. Vitinho can't beat Danny Rose to the ball. And that will be the end of that chapter. Quaresma comes forward into Unir, out to Sinir. Now Besiktas have got men over here. Ozikup, the captain, into Nair again. He's been forced wide. Beiktas just comes out to meet him and stands up well and wins. Well, gives a corner to Besiktas. And again, the tide just feels like it's turning in this game as Quaresma will fling this one in as well. Lucien Bennett should win that header. He does. And again, there is the possibility of a counter-attack. But Timothy Weir, that's a terrible, terrible pass. Jack Grealish was the easy ball on. Tuanzebe can let that one run to Sommer. And there is space out on the left-hand side. Vitinho brings that down well. Cabezon gives it back to him, and then Cabezon goes again. Cabezon comes forward. He's waiting for that run from Grealish. It's not happening at the moment. He goes around the tackle. Grealish into Weir. Weir tries to get a shot off. It's blocked by Vida. And there's 1 minute of added time, and that will probably see us through to half-time. Hopefully, if this attack ends in nothing. But that's a good through ball. Lucien Bennett's got to get back on Ayazkurp. Ayazkurp gets around Burnett. Burnett makes a good tackle, but Ayazkurp gets it back. And then Restos with a great block. And there is just enough time to take the corner. Are Besiktas going to make these corners pay? Quaresma looks to fling it in. Does. Tuanzebe's there. Wins the header again. And that will be half-time. And it is 0-0. Not bad. Besiktas are a good team. We're dominating possession. We've really restricted Besiktas playing, which is great. We just need to take some of these chances. We're getting in on the wide places. It's just not a final end product. So Salcido's got the wrong side of Danny Rose, who's now tracking to try and keep him up. Salcido tried to do a little Ronaldo chop to jink round him. Danny Rose just puts his foot through it and gets it away. And I'm worried about Ricardo Quaresma. He's the sort of player, he's a bit of a maverick, isn't he? He can just bring a moment's brilliance out of absolutely nothing. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him, as Tierney's got a little bit of space here to run into, waiting for options. He accelerates past his man Tierney into Weir. Weir with a little flick back to Cabezon. It didn't quite reach him. And Tuanzebe wins that header very well and actually keeps Villa in possession as well, as Saltido trapped back well. Saltido out to Burnett. Burnett into Grealish. Grealish back to Rodri. Rodri into Cabezon. Cabezon round the corner to Tierney. This is good football from Aston Villa. He's got runners in there. Looks for Weir, who does win the header. It goes past the post. It took a deflection off Vida. So Aston Villa win a corner. Again, Lucien Bennett's got a good delivery, so we'll let him stay on it. As he puts it in, looking for Tuanzebe. It's deflected out. It didn't fall nicely for Rodri, who isn't the quickest. And Larin picks this up. And Rodri gets a foot in very well. And that should slow Besiktas down. So a throw in for Villa in dangerous position in Besiktas' final third. Jack Grealish gets the ball and turns. He's just waiting for an option. That's a terrible pass from Jack Grealish. And Larin, who I think is an American, who must have just come on because he didn't start in the game, brings the ball away. Put under pressure by Lucien Burnett, who now just needs to get back in position. As they look over the top towards Quaresma. He is their outlet ball at the moment. And Villa look to bring this away. Grealish, he's got Cabezon inside him. He's just got to go back and keep the ball. This is where Villa are starting to play more sensible, not trying to force options. If there's a sensible ball on backwards, then that's what they'll play. But that's not the best pass forward from Rodri, as I just talk about keeping possession. And Larin knocks it back to Ayazker, but it's unlucky from Cabezon. He did well to nearly intercept it. Tierney wins the header to launch a possible counter-attack. Weir's made a great run. Vitinho just couldn't find him as we hit the hour mark. And it's still 0-0 in this game. Can anybody find the breakthrough? So Vitinho comes forward, a bit of space to run into. Just creates a little bit of space with a little jink. He's got Weir there asking for the ball. Gives it back to Vitinho. That creates space for Tierney as the defender gets drawn out. Fires a low cross in. It was looking for Grealish and Vida had to intercept it before the goalkeeper got there. And I'm just wondering if we've got a few tired legs starting to happen. We'll leave it a little bit longer. Lucien Burnett looking to fling in a delivery again. This time going to put some height on it. The keeper comes out and gets a good punch. And then it's flicked out to Quaresma, who looks up to Larin. Wagner Love has come on for Ayazker for Besiktas as well. So we'll have to see if he can make a difference. They look over the top towards Sinner. But it was a good defensive play and Tierney's there to mop it all up. Rodri has the ball into Weir. Weir to Grealish. This is good possession football at the moment from Aston Villa. Tierney's on a bit of space on the left-hand side. Tierney comes forward, sees the run of Grealish. Weir lays it back. Cabezon has a hit from range. And Sinner just completes the clearance for Besiktas. But they are really under the cosh at the moment. And I'm wondering if fresh legs would help us get through this. Tierney into Cabezon. To Vitinho, who turns very well there. Lays it to Tierney. Looks to put a cross in. It's blocked. And that could give Besiktas a chance to counter-attack the counter-attack. Although we didn't really have a counter-attack. But Quaresma comes forward. He's got pace and skill. Medel picks it up. He's got a runner through the middle, but Medel goes backwards and Villa have numbers back. Grealish looks for a ball through into Cabezon, uses his strength. He's got Vitinho, cuts back in field. Vitinho gets a shot off and it's a good save from Mkhitaryan in the Besiktas goal. And about 15 minutes to go. I think Aston Villa have to start thinking about some fresh legs in a minute and maybe losing a bit of team cohesion to get the legs on. Tierney intercepts that very well. He's got a long ball through, but Weir stopped his run. Maybe Tammy Abraham is the answer to give us a little bit of a difference going forward. A bit more height instead of Weir, but also the same pace. Oh, Saltido nearly got on the end of that. Nearly, that would have really caused Besiktas problems. As Larin has done a give and go to spin in behind. Retos tries to get into cover. Tuanzebe should be there. Tierney actually gets the clearance. It was over Wagner Love and Tuanzebe's head, and now there is a counter-attack on. Cabezon, space to run into. It's a 5-on-4 in Villa's favour. No, it's not. It's 4-on-4. What am I talking about? Timothy Weir comes forward, lays it in. Saltido into Cabezon. Can't get there. The keeper will pick it up. And that is a wasted opportunity for Aston Villa. Vitinho into Weir. Villa starting to really turn the screw, and Besiktas are having to make last-ditch tackles to come away, but there is a counter-attack on. Tuanzebe actually does very well to intercept that. Cabezon feeds it through to Vitinho, who's got Weir in space. Weir has to hit this first time. Oh, it's just gone past the post, and that will be his last involvement as Tammy Abraham's going to come on to replace him. I think actually we might make another substitution as well. I think we're going to give Jack Grealish a little breather because he is incredibly knackered out there. We'll bring on Isobe in his place. And we're actually going to go Vitinho for Figueroa to get a bit of more fresh legs and pace on the left-hand side. So 3 changes for Villa with 7 minutes to go. Cultured left foot, rolling the dice. Let's see if it makes a difference as Retsos wins that header. Now Abraham. Fresh legs are on. Abraham leaves it out looking for Figueroa. Maybe should have just laid it in field to Isobe as Wagner Love holds on to the ball. Out it goes to Quaresma. Lucien Bonnett goes to close him down. Quaresma holds him off, looks to jink away. Quaresma turns, puts a cross in. Laris is in, allowing an acres of space. Someone makes a save. And again, Besiktas have launched men forward. And that flick from, I think it was Cabezon, didn't quite come off. But Tierney will pounce on that loose ball. And he's got Figueroa in space. Figueroa, the fresh legs of Figueroa. He's got pace to get away from Dimitris. Lays it back into Tierney. Tierney up to Cabezon. Cabezon into... Oh, Abraham let it run. And he should have taken a touch, Abraham, rather than trying to let it go to his teammate. As Quaresma comes forward. There's 2 minutes to go. And Besiktas look tired. And a draw doesn't really help Aston Villa out in the grand scheme of things in this group. They've only have 1 point and sit bottom of the Europa League group. They really need to start trying to make a difference as Dimisti comes forward out to Quaresma, who now has just really stopped attacking. And Lucien Bennett puts him under pressure. Referee plays advantage and would have given a free kick. It looks like Besiktas are happy with the draw. Restos gives that away as he tried to launch a quick counter-attack. Isobe's there. Launches it out to Saltido, who can't get onto that ball. It is a 0-0 game. Not the best of results for Villa. They need a big performance in their final game. Might not even be enough depending on other results, which we'll go and have a look at. That was tough. That was tough. We played well though. We did play well. So Feyenoord beat Hearts, which gives us a slight chance. We need to beat Feyenoord by 3 goals and 2 goals, and Hearts need to beat Besiktas 1-0, and I think we would go through in the final game. But next up, Man United. See you there. So we're back at Villa Park for the game against Man United, and it's going to be pretty interesting. A similar lineup to the team that faced Besiktas, and you can see there Alexis Sanchez captaining Man United, David De Gea, Victor Lindelof, Antonio Valencia is still there. It looks like they've got a new signing in central midfield as well. We'll get into those later on, but Aston Villa line up in a similar formation with similar players. Let's see how they're affected by the fatigue after the game against Besiktas. We're into Grealish. Grealish just holds on to the ball, put under pressure by new signing for Man United, Harriet. Tierney out to Vitinho. Vitinho comes forward, looks into Cabezon. Cabezon into Weir. Weir just holds it up. There's not that much movement, and Pogba gets a foot in. Grealish keeps it alive for Villa, but Valencia's there as well. And now United will look to break up to Lukaku from Sanchez, around the corner to Martial. Sommer will read that, come out to it very well indeed, and then launch just with a very quick goal kick out, nice and accurate into Tierney. Cabezon to Rodri. Rodri up to Weir. Weir around the corner to Grealish. Grealish has lots of space for Saltido. I don't know why he didn't run forward into it. Saltido cuts back. Grealish sees the run of Lucien Bonnett. Lucien Bonnett looks to dink it in towards Cabezon, but Pogba was back there very well. And Martial heads it back to Harriet. And now Martial's actually got a lot of space. They go up towards Lukaku, who brings that down wonderfully well. Flicks it out towards Sanchez, who's not got too many options. Tries to give it back to Lukaku, who does get there, but the Aston Villa defence swarm him and don't allow him to get a shot off. Grealish is fouled there. Referee, it doesn't matter. Grealish has won it back. Lays it out. It hits Pogba, and it's a very frantic start to the game. Lukaku picks up a deflected pass that just sort of hit Pogba into Lukaku's path. Martial with a shot. Sommer makes a good save. Rodri has a good run from Tierney, who then lays it into Cabezon. Can he get there? No. Harriet gets back in defence. Man United are really pressing Aston Villa high up the pitch and trying to get that ball back as quickly as they can. Not a very Mourinho tactic, to be honest, but Grealish and Saltido play a good little 1-2 together. Saltido lays it back to Rodri just to try and orchestrate. He's got Cabezon, who's just caught on his toes, and that gives Man United a chance to break as Martial looks to feed in Lukaku, who has the pace. What a rocket that is from Lukaku. What a finish, and that is the problem. You give the ball away to Man United and they punish you like that. What a finish. Martial, I thought I had that run covered with Tuanzebe, but Lukaku, first time, rifles it top corner like a laser. Man United looking to launch another attack. Nacho plays it in. Tuanzebe got back well to cover Lukaku. Cabezon up to Vitinho. And this is the problem now. We're really struggling to get through United. They press us as soon as we get the ball. But we have a little bit of space here, and it's Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish given the space to run into. Fancies a crack. Good save from De Gea. It comes to Vitinho. Looks to try and beat Pogba. It's a great tackle from the Frenchman, who just clears his lines. And that is Aston Villa's best chance of the game. It's taken them 30 minutes to get it, which is the problem. They're not giving up chances very easily, Man United here. As Vitinho looks to spread this out to Lucien Burnett, who's just lacking some options. Into Weir. Weir out to Saltido. Saltido now just has to come back. He's got Cabezon making a run. Gives him the ball. Into Grealish. Just keeping the ball. Waiting for some space. And that was a forced pass. Tuanzebe keeps it alive into Rodri though. Rodri comes forward. Into Cabezon. Cabezon to Grealish. Grealish goes back to Retsos. Into Rodri. Rodri out to Lucien Burnett. Good ball. Up the line to Saltido. He'll run onto this and whip a crossing if he can. He does. Is that a corner? I think it is. I think it is a corner. Right, now we need to make these opportunities count. Vitinho will take this one. Let's see if we can just get this one over Harriet's head and on to a running man. And we do. There he is. Oh, it's a save from De Gea. What a save from David De Gea. I think it was Timothy Weir that got on the end of it. As the ball comes forward and Retsos will just recycle this. Ah, so unlucky. What a save from the Spaniard. Villa have worked this well again down the right-hand side. Getting some joy here up against Sanchez, knowing he doesn't want to defend. And Nacho is being left very isolated. Lucien Burnett and Saltido just sort of playing their own game, and then it's given away. And the problem now is that Sanchez has space to counter-attack into. As he looks to dink it up towards Lukaku. Holds on to the ball. Goes out towards Nacho. Back into Sanchez. Sanchez plays it around into Martial. Nacho comes forward, a lot of space. Sanchez again on the left-hand side, puts a cross in, that's poor. Did Retsos, you absolute twat for touching that. Corner then. It's going to be Paul Pogba to swing this one in. In it goes. Lukaku's at the front post and it's off the line. Harriet with the overhead kick and Sommer makes the save. And can we get this counter-attack going? Up it goes towards Weir, flicks it back, but only towards Paul Pogba, which is going to put Man United under more pressure, but Retsos covers Sanchez's little turn and then looks to play it away. Lucien Burnett. Up it goes towards Saltido. Saltido round the corner to Weir. Weir. He's got Tierney and quite a lot of space on the left-hand side, but goes straight into Vitinho, who looks to get his pace around Valencia. Grealish back to Weir. Weir. Can Grealish get on the end of it? No, and neither can Vitinho. And Man United are all just that little bit sharper on the loose balls. And then Lukaku has beaten the offside trap. He's through against Sommer. He's hit the post. Thank the Lord. Oh. Tuanzebe back to Sommer, who just gets his foot through this, looking for Saltido. Up it goes. Saltido brings it down. Grealish into Weir. Back to Saltido. Aston Villa lucky to not find themselves 2-0 down there. So 1-0 at half-time. Villa lucky to not be 2-0 down. Lukaku smashing the post in the final few minutes of the first half. We're dominating possession. Man United 26% possession, but they are 1-0 up. And I'm wondering if it's... Maybe it's a game for Weghorst. I'm thinking we put Weir out wide because Saltido's on a down arrow. And we just try and trouble Lindelof and Rojo with a big man up front. That corner gave me hope that we got in front of the man and won the header. And if we get Weghorst, this is why we signed him, to give us a different option, to give us that big target man, a little bit less pace, but we get that target man that we can play off and get people around. And hopefully that allows Jack Grealish to run off him and get some space. But for that to happen, we've got to stay solid defensively, which we haven't. And Sanchez has scored an absolute banger from range. It's 2-0 straight after half-time. That ruins any tactical plan I was going to go for. And Alexis Sanchez has scored an absolute belter. It matches Lukaku in the first half. And look at this. Lukaku just lays it into him. First time. I mean, someone's got no chance. A lovely, lovely finish. Cabezon lays it out to Tierney. Now he has got Weghorst in the middle. Lindelof gets that away and takes it off David De Gea's gloves. Cabezon into Grealish. Grealish, lots of space for Lucien Burnett. Grealish has gone again. Grealish into Weghorst. Weghorst just couldn't turn. Doesn't have the nimble feet. And Sanchez just brings it away. And Man United are pretty much on cruise control now as Harriet picks up that loose header. Finds Lukaku. Sanchez is there again. And yeah, it's pretty easy street for Man United now. They've even stopped pressuring us when we get the ball. Harriet hits it. Oh, it's a good hit from the knockdown there. Sanchez just held the ball on the left-hand side. Laid it back. Put it up towards Lukaku. Tuanzebe actually wins the header, but Harriet, first time shot, just past the post. Weghorst flicks it on towards Weir. We're looking in towards Grealish, but it's cleared away by De Gea. And Tuanzebe gets up very well to win that header. Flicks it round the corner. Weghorst can't get there. Harrit is playing incredibly well for Man United in that midfield. Can Tuanzebe beat Lukaku again to the ball? He does. Rodri flicks it into Cabezon's path. Cabezon comes forward. He's got Vitinho on the left-hand side. Just really wanting Tierney to give him an option. Here comes Tierney into a bit of space. But Rojo covers it well. Plays it out. Throw into Villa. It's a difficult game. Grealish can't get past Pogba. It's another throw. Sanchez is through on goal. Shoots. Sommer with an easy catch. But that was just one long ball over the top. And it put Man United in. Weir flicks that into Grealish. Grealish around the corner to Cabezon. Cabezon to Weghorst. Into Grealish's path. Out it goes to Lucien Burnett. But he's played that behind him. And that's not a good pass. We're going to bring Wijnaldum on for Grealish. Oh, it's just been a bit of a mess sort of game, this. Aston Villa, I thought, well, Man United are going to be one of the toughest teams to play this game. And they've scored 2 absolute wonder goals as well. So I don't think we can be too harsh on ourselves. I don't know. Let me know down below if you think I'm being a bit harsh on myself, thinking we should have got something out of this game. We have been playing well in recent times. Man United was always going to be tough, even if we are at home. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the style of football as well. Do you think it's actually better to be playing how we are, that more possession-based build-up, and keeping the ball a little bit and trying to hit teams on the counter-attack as and when we can, really, as Tierney comes forward. He's got lots of space to run into here. Weghorst is in the middle, lays it off to Cabezon. Cabezon goes back to Tierney. Tierney just looks to put this one in towards Weghorst. It's just over his head. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we cash in on Weghorst. We need to sort of make some... free up some wage budget anyway, really, as it gets a bit of a lucky bounce there. Wijnaldum, fresh legs, what can he do? Lays it back to Rodri, who gets stuck on the referee for a little bit. Tierney comes forward, up to Vitinho, back to Tierney, into Cabezon, Cabezon to Rodri, into Wijnaldum, back to Rodri, just trying to create a bit of space, and Man United really aren't giving it up. Cabezon, there's a bit of space here though. Weghorst turns, shoots, he's hit the post, he's hit the post. Oh, it was such good play from Villa, waiting for the opportunity to open up as Lucien Burnett dives in on Sanchez and wins the ball. That'll put a bit of fire into this game now. Rodri into Cabezon. Cabezon can't get to the ball before Pogba. Tuanzebe dives in towards Lukaku. Retsos is just going to hold the middle. Sanchez is pretty much isolated, but he does find Lukaku. What a tackle that was. Tuanzebe's there, lays it up to Rodri. And the game, all of a sudden, has got very frantic. If we can get one back, I don't know, maybe we fancy it. Maybe this Man United team will be nervous and not really up for the game if we get one more back. As Cabezon, it's good football. There's a good run in the middle from Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum signed. Oh, the ex-Liverpool player De Gea. Now, this is something De Gea has. You could argue De Gea has kept them in this game. The save from the corner, Weghorst hitting the post, and this save from Wijnaldum's shot. I think we're playing well. I think 2-0 flat as United, to be honest. Lucien Burnett will flick this one in again. Can we get a run on it? De Gea comes out. It's too high. Easy for De Gea. Tierney brings it down. Has a shot. And De Gea again with a good save. And he holds on as well, which makes it even more frustrating as Lukaku holds that up. Oh wow. Super David De Gea. That's, you know, Big Dave makes saves, as the Man United fans say, as Tuanzebe wins that. Doesn't win the header. And Lukaku flicks it onto Sanchez. And Man United just keep possession. And look at, there's not really any emphasis to their attacks anymore. It's only Lukaku in the middle for him, and I'm just a little bit annoyed that David De Gea is so good. Martial turns Tierney inside out. Tuanzebe has to come and cover. He does, just about, and then he intercepts that pretty poor pass from Paul Pogba. Up to Rodri. Rodri into Weghorst. Cabezon holds up. He's just got Vitinho. Back to Tierney. Now Vitinho should have the pace to get away from Valencia. The ball just goes out of play. 10 minutes to go. I could force it into a 4-4-2, but I think that will leave us a bit too open. As Pogba now comes forward, looks across. That's a great ball out to Sanchez. Lucien Burnett gets drawn out of position. Up to Lukaku, and again, this is what I'm talking about. It's so easy for Man United when they have that ball to keep possession. Cabezon up to Weghorst. Weghorst out to Weir. Weir looking for Wijnaldum. His fresh legs have made a bit of a difference. Timothy Weir's there again, into Weghorst. Weghorst into Wijnaldum, into Weir. Weir looks like he's back. Vitinho gets a shot off, and that was... I don't know if we could have had a chance for a free kick there. I fancy our chances from free kicks, to be honest. Weghorst gets beaten to the ball by Martial, but uses his strength well to push him off it. Into Vitinho, and that's the problem now. Tired legs meaning we'd not get into these balls first as Retsos wins the header in front of Lukaku. Tierney up to Rodri, all the way up to Weghorst, back to Wijnaldum, into Weghorst again. Weghorst holds it up and goes out to Vitinha. Kieran Tierney has been a willing runner even all game, and he goes again. Tierney, Weghorst makes a good run. Can he get in front of Harry? He does. David De Gea again with another save, and that has been pretty much the story of this game. David De Gea just stopping everything we've thrown at him, as Pogba uses his strength well, and this will probably see us out to the end of the game. Villa have worked this well as we get into injury time. Vitinha is on the left-hand side, just cuts back, runs it out of play, and there's the final whistle. The referee has seen enough. It's 2-0 United. It was a tough game. It was really tough. We always knew that it was going to be tough. And Man United coming with 35% possession, but 2 goals, 6 shots on target to our 4. I can't really argue. It was a very un-Mourinho-esque performance. Well, actually, they got a goal and went for it. Timothy Weir not really impacting the game. Weghorst having a slight impact when he came on. But yeah, let's see what that does to the league table. All the way down in 14th. The chairman is not going to be happy. We just need to hope that we're going to beat the teams that are a similar sort of level to us. Now we've upped it to Superstar. For me, it's much more enjoyable because it's much more of a challenge. I hope that you guys are liking it too. I've got a feeling we might just cash in on Giuseppe Rossi because he's not going to be near the first team anymore. Carrick wants 1.24 million a year. This is the problem we're getting into. A lot of contracts are up at this season, and we are struggling to make money to actually keep them. So I think, okay, we've asked for renegotiating that. I think a lot of these youngsters that we're bringing through, we're just going to have to sort of sell on and try and free up the wages of them. Although we're not playing Arsenal in this save, so yes, I'll return the next save. But yeah, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. We need to... We'll be back for Arsenal and Chelsea in the next episode. And then, yeah, it's getting tough. We need to beat the likes of Newcastle, West Ham, Fulham. They're the sort of teams we need to pick 3 points up again. And Brighton. It's going to be tough. But we'll be back for the next game against Arsenal, and I'll see you very soon. But for now, thank you. Obviously, leave a like, subscribe, all that new jazz. Go check out my new Football Manager 19 content as well. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.